Okay, so I thought I'd click the button, but I hadn't. So now it says it's streaming. It's not on my. It's not showing up in the YouTube page just yet, but it will in a second. I'm still getting used to the whole streaming setup thing. I thought I'd click the button earlier, and I totally hadn't, so I was talking to nobody. But I'm here now. I see me on that screen. I see me on this screen. I see me on all the things. And what we're going to do tonight is we have this bad boy right here that I spent 2 videos building, and it's fully wired. I went and changed some things. I got a little bit cleaner of a setup on the receiver and the VTX. I ended up laying the VTX flat and putting the receiver on top. And I forgot to put double-sided sticky tape down below my ESCs. So I fixed that. But all of those... Johnny's got... Ding. Yeah. That American Dad song. So, yeah. Everything is here. Tonight, I'm going to get everything on it set up in software so that it's all ready to go. So we're going to set up Betaflight. We're going to make sure BL Heli is good to go. We're going to pick a color on these ESCs. And, yeah, motor direction. Most of this stuff is pretty straightforward. Most of this stuff, there's like a million videos on how to do it. I am going to be doing a video probably tomorrow night where I do a rundown of my QX7 and what I have done to it mod-wise, and how I have it set up for Betaflight. So I'm not going to talk too much about the radio. Dude, yeah, we got to fix this bot grinder, but I don't know, man. Are you about to go live too, again? I'm not going to be very long tonight. There's Isaac Bundy. Isaac Bundy, the one who how many did you post of the Build Me a Stingy hashtags for the contest? That dude posted a lot. I had to shift the rules. But I've been trying to figure out what to send to Isaac Bundy as a run-up prize for most posts. And I've got a package for you, Isaac, coming out. But, yeah, so I'm just going to do a rundown of what I do with a fresh build, or even with a fresh update to a fresh update to Betaflight, going through and setting everything from scratch, not a dump, and show you guys everything that I do. Now, a lot of this stuff is what I think is the best way. A lot of this stuff is really old school. There's a couple of things that I'm just going to admit when I'm doing it, like, this is old school as hell. It just works. I still do some things in the CLI that there are things in the GUI for, but that's kind of where I know how to do it. I'm going to try to keep up with the comments tonight, guys. If you have a question that you really want answered, there is the option for the super chat. I know it costs money. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's kind of cool. It's kind of money grabby. But, yeah, feel free to ask it over and over until I notice it. Or hit me with the super chats. It looks like no Totinos, no Taco Bell. Yes, we are. I'm gonna be doing I'm gonna be trying to get D-Shot 1200 to work with BL Heli tonight. I've not done that before. All of my other ESCs up till this point have been KISS 24s or just normal BL Heli ESCs, and so I've only been able to do D-Shot 600 up until now. How come I don't have new X-Hover shirts? Daniel, you're slacking. Stop bragging, Alex. Alright, so without further ado, let's see. Let's get into, we got a picture of me, we got pictures of the quad on the desk, we got configurator. Alright, so what I am going to do to start off with is... Oh, wait, hang on. Let's turn on this one too. So, we are just going to take our cable, our handy-dandy cable. If you don't know how to do this, you're really slacking. I'm going to get this bad boy plugged in. And the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that it's running the newest version of the newest version of Betaflight. So, over here in the configurator, Connect. And it's all connected. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect. So with it disconnected, you guys don't need to see the quad. Scooch me up just a little bit. And the build's done. Okay, guys, let's just be clear. I have a day job. I've been on the road since Monday. Let's see. Monday night, I was in... Man, I can't even remember all the cities. Spent a night in White Plains, a night in Grand Rapids, Michigan, a night... I've been like all over the country while working for the airline. I just got done with work yesterday, and so tonight I'm back at working on this quad and getting it set up. I was going to do it Sunday and go test fly it, but we had rain, so I couldn't test fly it anyways. And since it was going to be another week, I figured, what the heck, I'll make a video getting it set up before I send it off to Chris. Yes. All right. So we're in here, and man, I keep wanting to click on like the little Betaflight on the streaming thing. Oh wait, I forgot. I gotta click transition. No wonder it's not showing up on the right. I don't like the studio mode. Yeah, I do like it. I do and I don't like it. All right. Anyways, so we are connected, and if I can click connect and we can go in, but whenever I've got like a fresh build like this, I want to I'm having to look around the lamp that has the camera that's looking down. That's why I'm like doing all this weird leaning stuff. But so whenever I've got a fresh build, I want to make sure I've got the newest firmware. So we got a Betaflight F4 board. Choose the newest. We got Betaflight 3.2 stable. Now I'm going to come down here and click on Load Firmware Online. And there we go. Flash that firmware. And watch me brick my flight controller and have to start all over. Oh, no response. Let's try it again. Flash firmware. Sometimes putting this at 11.520 makes things go a little smoother. Flash firmware. Of course. It's never easy, guys. Oh, it's on the wrong port. Let's see what happens here. Okay. We're all set. Flash firmware. Well, that's interesting. I don't need to see the unstable releases. Betaflight F4, 3.2, load firmware. Man, whenever you do a live video, things just don't go normal. That's kind of the way life is. No response. Why? Why? Alright, let's try this. Flash on connect. No response. Hold the button. Oh my god. Can I even reach the button? Alright, holding the button. I shouldn't have to hold the button. I never have to hold the button before. Okay, it's going. You do have to hold the button. Imagine that. F4, gotta hold the button. Good to know. Yeah, whatever. I would have figured it out eventually. You guys are here to help me. It works. Yay! See, this is my first F4 board. I didn't know that this was a thing. God. You people. So judgy. Uh-oh. Nitro. I know, you guys. Uh-oh. Yay. Did that succeed or did that fail? I couldn't even tell. You're here to abuse me and then cheer when I succeed. I don't even... I didn't see a success. Did anybody see a success? Tell me if you saw a success and I don't have to do this again. Otherwise... Yeah, successful fail. God, okay. I don't need it to be... Let's do the flash on connect. Unplug. Let's try this again, and this time I'll hold it until it's all done. Don't I have a better pokey tool? I do. There it is. A little more stabby, a little less cutty. Alright, not a fan of the button. Just saying. I thought I had flash on connect. You suck so bad. Okay. Erasing, erasing, erasing. I've got the full chip erase. No slipping off of the button. No magic smoke. Okay, we're flashing. I can hold a button and drink a beer. What do you mean use CLI? Oh, bootloader. Well, that's handy. Programming successful. Okay, it said programming successful, and then it did that whole thing again. So we're not worried about it this time. All right. I saw the successful. Okay, so first thing is first. I work my way across the pages. I have a battery here for when I need to set up my motors and stuff. So we're going to go straight into ports. Now, I have the Crossfire plugged in on UART 1 in the back. We do not need, let's see here. I think it's going to, yeah, disable that. We don't need that. We don't need serial receiver there. It's going to be on UART 1 because it is not plugged in to the typical place where that's going to be located. Let me see. What was the UART that I plugged? Where's my phone at? That I've got my... Sorry. I got my board layout on the phone ready to look at so I can remember which UART everything's on. Okay, it's on UART 3 for the smart audio. So come down here and TBS smart audio on UART 3. Save and reboot. So serial receiver UART 1 and smart audio UART 2. Configure. We're going to run DShot 1200. I find that for me, 3.5 on the motor idle works perfect. Save that. I do a lot of saving as I go, by the way. I know I'm weird. It's a quad, it's an X. I'm going to run it 8K, 8K. Accelerometer off. We don't need a barometer either. It's aligned straight forward. I don't care about a craft name. Serial. We're doing a serial receiver, and it is running CRSF protocol. 3D. We don't need 3D. GPS. No, no, no. Telemetry, yes. LED strip. No. 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 OSD, yes. VTX. Was that in previous things? Man, I don't remember there being a VTX thing. I don't think I need that. I don't do anti-gravity. Yes, we are doing the ESC sensors because I did wire up the telemetry wire, and dynamic filtering is on. Beepers. God, that's a lot of beeper things, but I don't have a beeper, so it doesn't matter. And all of that, we are saving and rebooting. Backup. Okay. Now you notice that the model is not moving. Now that's going to do a couple of things. Disabling the accelerometer is something old school that we used to do on NAS 32 days to get it to run more stable at 1K back then. And it just helps lower the overhead on the processor. On an F4, it's probably not necessary, but I don't use any auto level mode, so there's no point in running the accelerometer. And this is going to allow you to arm in scenarios where you're in a tree, or let's say you disarm mid-flight for some reason and want to rearm. I don't know why you would. Well, I've done some disarm rando rolls from back in the day. I don't remember. I may have been one of the first to do that. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So accelerometer is off. Yeah, that's some old school PID loop. I know I don't need a beeper in 3.2. I'm going to set up the beeper on the thing. And I think beepers are dumb in general, but I'm going to have it on there because why not have the option and not have to spin the motors and get the thing dirty when it's stuck in tall grass. So, moving on. Ports are set up. Configuration, that is set up. Power and battery, I'm not doing anything with this. We're actually running it off of the ESC telemetry, as you saw earlier. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and skip a couple of things because the two most important things were the ports and the configuration page. I am going to jump and do the test the motor direction and reverse the motor direction and pick a color for the ESCs. Wait, why would I keep the accelerometer on? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to do what I do. So we're going to go down here to the motors tab, and note, I'm going to tweak a couple things here. Boom, and throw the lamp on. All right, got all of those things, and so now you can see here. No props on, and power this guy on. Spin the motors ever so slightly. That one's going the wrong direction. Correct. Wrong. Correct. So number 1's correct, number 2 is wrong, 3 is wrong, and 4 is correct. So, boom. Yeah. I did save that shit. Let's see. What did this guy say about that 2.1? A bug? That doesn't answer anything. What is the bug, null FPV? If you're using 3.2 stable and aren't using firmware 2.11. Oh, no, see, what you're talking about goes back to, I think you're talking about the same thing with the QX7 and having to run lower loop times, where, wait, why would that have to do with accelerometer? Lower linked. I remember seeing something about this. Find a link and post a link, Null. I want to see about this this bug. But for now, I am going to go and show you guys just how to set up to reverse the motor direction and BL Heli. For that, I have this janky $80 Windows tablet that I've had since like my early days of doing mini quads. This was what I tuned in the field with really early on, before I had like a nicer Windows tablet from work that's locked down that I can't install BL Heli on. And then I have like my MacBook and all of these things. Yeah, so that's what the only thing that I have that's got Windows that I'm able to run BL Heli suite on. I know that I could do parallels on my Mac or something like that, but it's such a pain. I don't know how to do it, so we're just gonna run. This is gonna be like the jankiest way to show you guys ever, by the way, but it's what I gotta do, so we're doing it. So let's switch over to this view here. Boom. And I'm going to plug in the USB to the quad and the tablet. And now on the tablet, let's go. Jesus. All right, let's kill this light so you guys can see. Flip it. All right, there we go. Why? Alright, so I have the port selected, COM3, that is the one that we are on, actually. Yes, that's correct. So it's on COM3. The, what did I just do? No, I don't want ESC setup. So we're going to select the interface. Boom. The interface is selected to Betaflight Clean Flight. And we plug in the battery. Get this out of the way. Come on, give me full screen again. Alright. So now we are plugged in and read setup. COM3 error. Why are we getting an error now? Read setup. No, don't do all that. God, I hate this tablet. Read setup. Okay, let's just kill this. Killing BL Heli Suite. I'm gonna relaunch it. Downloads. BL Heli Suite. BL Heli Suite. I know this is upside down for you guys. It's like the whatever. We're gonna power through this. COM3. Betaflight. Connect. Maybe I forgot the connect step. I don't know. Read setup. There we go. That's a successful setup read. Let's show you guys. So you can see that all of the ESCs were able to read, and we need to change setup successfully read. We got to change number 2. Two. Unselect 4. Single ESC. Got it down to single ESC, and all we care about is motor direction. Reversed. Done. And write that setup. ESC 2 written. Now let's get to ESC 3. ESC 3 single. Nope, we don't want bidirectional. We just want reversed. And yeah, the Chrome app doesn't work with BLHeli32. I know. I tried because I was going to do that, and I was testing this stuff earlier only to realize that it doesn't, and I was frustrated because I was excited that there was a BLHeli32. Whoa, we got some super chat going on. And no question. Thank you, though. All right, reversed, right setup. ESC3 written properly. Let's turn on all of the things again. All 4 ESCs are on. Read the setup. Oh, it doesn't say it again? Whatever. Let's disconnect, and we'll just go test it out. So, alright. Oh, man. You know what I just realized? I failed to transition, you guys. I meant to transition so that you could see all of this. Whatever. I do have the ability. It's good enough. You guys know. I think most of you have done this before, and there are things, videos for the setups. I'm just doing it for the purpose of showing you guys exactly what it is that I do. So we're back in BL Heli now, and I'm going to run over to the Motors tab, and we're going to just ensure that our motors are going in the right direction again. Oh, and I forgot my LEDs. We're going to have to go back to BL Heli Suite to do the LEDs. Alright, but that's okay. And correct. All 4 motors are now spinning in the correct direction. And let's disconnect. Go back. This time I will properly show you what I'm doing in BL Heli Suite, because I want some freaking sweet LED action on my ESCs. So we got flight controllers plugged in. We are connected, and come on up here. Let's read setup. And I had checked earlier these brand new Betaflight 32-bit BLHeli32 35 amp ESCs are all on the newest firmware, so they didn't even need flashing. And where is, I'm going to have to flip this around so I can see for a second. Where is the LED control? Oh. So we have off. Oh, we got a blue one, a green one, and a red one. Okay. So, over here, up in this corner, we have LEDs. So I'm going to turn on the blue and the red because I want purple. And I don't know the firmware. It's, what does it say it is? BLHeli30. It says it somewhere on here. I'm trying to do this upside down so that you guys can see. And we're going to write that setup. All 4 ESCs are written. Okay. Wait, but only one is doing purple. What the heck? I'm going to make them all purple. Probably an easier way, but I'm not going to worry about it. We're just getting this done so that they are all coming on one at a time. Right, that setup. And number 4, make it purple. Write that setup. Boom. 4 purple ESCs. All right. Disconnect that bad boy. And dang, those look sweet. All right, I'm stoked on some purple LEDs. God, I can't wait to get my setup with all this gear going. But we are done with BL Heli Suite at this point. And we're going back into Betaflight. Our motor directions are all correct. Our ports are all set up. Our configurations tab is complete. I'm going to have to look into this accelerometer issue that Null FPV brought up. Man. I want to find out. But we'll get to that. It's easier to just upgrade the firmware on the Crossfire, honestly. So if Crossfire is running 2.11 and good, then I will do it. Yeah, it's not done yet. I'm taking my time. Calm down. So as far as PID tuning, this guy is close enough in terms of setup that I am just going to copy and paste my most recent PIDs. Now, I like things a little odd. Namely, I've come to realize that I like running really low I-term. Most of my other numbers are actually stock. Sorry, I'm just scrolling through trying to find the screenshot of the last time that I took of my PIDs so that I'm not having to plug in a different quad and steal them. Come on. I'm fired. Null FPV. I will update the TBS firmware, but I'm not going to do it right now. I'll do that after the fact. But I like running it with accelerometer off, so I'm going to leave it off. Chris, Mr. Fluxy FPV, you need to update to 2.11 as well, apparently. Where are these screenshots? There they are. Dang. No, don't do that. Cancel. Just look at it. Yeah. Okay. So, let's throw these numbers in here. 44, tab 30, tab 23, tab 0.82, 0.87, 0.3, 58, 38, 32, 0.87, 100, 45, 0, point 0.3. Done. TPA. I usually run about 0.2 there. Alright, so saving the PIDs. Moving on. Get my radio. Make sure it's ready. So we got the PID saved. Going to the receiver tab. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay, so on the F4 board, it is not powering the receiver just off of the USB power. So we're going to have to plug this guy in. And we are definitely connected now. Oh yeah, it doesn't like this. I have my radio set up to be like Spectrum. So it's the TAER. And roll, looking good. Pitch, looking good. Yaw, good. Throttle. Auxes.
10 milliwatts.
Alright. All of those are good. RSSI, I output that on channel 8. And that is all that I need to put in for here. Saved. Modes. ARM. aux1. Low. What's your idea? Fuzzwad. Is black boxing irrelevant now? I never really use black box except for troubleshooting things ever. So it's not something that I use that often. All right, so the ARM is set. I usually set it up to where the air mode is also at the same settings as armed. Let's do that. I'm going to... Where's the beeper? Beeper. aux3 mid. Good deal. And I have yet to get this to work properly. I'm going to hope that it does work here. And flip over after crash is set up. Yeah, we're going to get to the filters, but I'm going to finish the filters after I change things in the CLI, because it's going to be in the CLI where I go to PT1, and then I'm going to go back. So right now we're just doing everything that we set up in all the tabs, and then we're getting there. So yeah, I know. This is how I do things. I told you I'm going to do things in ways that you say are wrong, but it's just the way that I do it. So we're good. Boom. What is pre-arm? There's so many things in Betaflight that I don't even know what they are anymore. FPV angle mix. Don't ever use that. That's bad news. All right. Saved. I want to see if the whole thing, turtle mode, is working properly. And the beeper. What the heck? All right, that's working. Beeper is not going off. Oh, pre-arm. I don't like... Pre-arm requires 2 switches for ARM. I do that as a custom mix on my radio, actually, which I'll be going over probably tomorrow on my QX7 setup. But no beeper yet. So it doesn't do the ESC beeping. I thought that crap worked. Oh well, whatever. Let's try... Alright, they are actually turning the wrong direction, which last time I tried this, the motors didn't go in the wrong direction. So, turtle mode is working. Beeper mode, not so much. Is there something else? CLI command for ESC beeps. Really? It's on the CLI? Okay. We will get to that when I come around. Null, stick around, because you're like saving me on all these things. Okay.
Sensor lost.
But,
Sensor lost.
alright. Receiver setting up. The modes are set up. OSD. This thing, it comes stock with so many things that we don't need. I definitely don't want crosshairs, artificial horizon. Oh, wait. I'll leave a timer on there. What the heck? Yeah, no. Yes, no. I like very few things on my OSD. I don't know why the stock is all of this. Disarmed, home direction, distance. Interesting. We're going to have ESC RPM? What the heck? I'm going to leave that on there out of curiosity. Let's go. If you guys don't know, selecting NTSC fixes a lot of issues that people have with the placements. Milliamp, amps, that's good down there. I like... Let's scoot it in just a little bit more. Voltage up here. RSSI there. I'll probably take the ESC RPM off of the off of there eventually, but I kind of want to play around with it just to see what it's saying. Timer, I don't do, not the on time. Total armed time. That's what I like. Boom. I don't care about alarms on the OSD. I set up alarms in the radio. Save all of that. And OSD is set up. Now we're into the CLI. Now, here's one thing that I do in the CLI that there's a tab for under Advanced, but I don't know. I can't bring myself to use the tab, so I do get failsafe. Boom, and there's all your failsafe settings. The two things that I change are the delays, because I don't like to have a delay from when it loses signal to when it comes out of the sky. To me, having a delay from the actual failsafe happening and then the motor stopping means that there's a chance that it's going to go... It's the difference between going into a baby's face with spinning props or going into a baby's face with no spinning props. And if ever I can choose not to cut up a baby's face, I choose not to cut up the baby's face. So I turn my failsafe delays all the way to 0. Set failsafe off delay equals 0. Set failsafe delay equals 0. That's something I've been doing since since CleanFlight 1.9. So the failsafe things. Now, null, set beeper, D-shot, beacon tone. Okay. Get beacon. Set D-shot underscore beacon underscore tone equals. I'm guessing that this is how loud I want it to be. I'm going to make it 5. Yeah, don't fly around people, but sometimes people show up while you're flying. It happens. So, there. Boom. And, what did I do? D-shot. Oh, set beeper. D-shot. Beacon. Tone. This is way too many underlines, Boris. That could be a way shorter name. Alright, so I got that and that. I'm trying to think. Why 3 or 4? Alright, I'm going to take your advice. But I'm going to copy and paste so I don't have to type so much. 4. Why can't I use 5, Null? Give me the answers. Boom. What? Ah. Damn it. These were my preferences. I want it as loud as possible. I'm going to decide if that's loud enough or not after this. Alright, so we set our failsafe things. We set our beeper so that ought to be working. Let's save that and exit. And we're going to test the beeper and the failsafe. So, arms. Beep, 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 beep. It's interesting that when you put it in the flip over mode, you select the arm. What happens if I'm armed And I go to turtle mode. It doesn't do anything. You got to arm it while it's already in that. Yeah, whatever. I know the ESCs don't beep. It's the motors that make the noise. God. Semantics, guys. Calm down. I don't have to set small angle to 180 miles because I disable the accelerometer. So small angle is a moot point. It doesn't know what orientation the quad is. It doesn't matter. Look, I didn't change small angle. Here it is on its side. There, good. Upside down, good. It'll arm at any angle if the accelerometer is disarmed. So boom, all of that done. Now let's arm it, run up the motors, and turn off the radio. And it stops running. So, failsafe is working. Is there anything else that needs to be done? I think it's ready for a hover test, but I don't really have room in the house to do a hover test. I don't really have a way to take the live stream with me outside. Oh, filters! Dang, you are right. Thank you, the alchemist anarchist. I did turn on dynamic filter in the settings. Now, I know that you ideally want to go and test as you go along each step. These are brand new motors. I have identical setups. I know that the noise on this frame and these motors and the props that I run is going to be low enough that I can do the PT1 and turning off both of the filters, which is my personal preference. So, what is it? Get low pass. All right. Whoa. Yeah. Set D-term low pass type equals PT1. Whoop, 1. Boom. What up, biggin? Flight Team Bravo. Alright, so PT1 said, if I'm doing this wrong, guys, y'all tell me because I'm doing it from memory and it's been a while. No, I don't want to do that. I want to save here. Yeah. Tell me when I'm doing things wrong other than the wrong thing that I just did. I know about that wrong thing. Alright, PID tuning, filter settings. We go over here. Oh, man. You don't have to do that in the CLI anymore. Good golly. I do so many things old school. That's not that old. Alright. Gyro, low pass frequency, filter frequency. It's this one that I zero out, guys. Somebody tell me yes. Oh, God. 4chan. Why would 4chan raid this? Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Good. I have to wait. There's a delay between what I do and what shows up in all of the comments. So, filter 1, frequency. Filter 2, frequency. Boom. Saved it. And what would I do without you guys? I'm going to have to live stream all of my things. Live stream live. Let you guys make all the decisions for me. Alright. And so, the kitties are asleep. I got one asleep over there off camera. And I don't know where Malik is. Malik, Mama. Come here, buddy. He's not around. Alright, that is going to do it. That's everything. It's fully set up and ready to go and fly. Does anybody have any questions before I bail and call this a day? Disable a D-term. Yeah, I know you can disable the D-term, but it's not as much gains, and I can run it safely like this and have jacked up props and fly it back to me without melting a motor. I'm not confident that I can do it if I kill the D-term as well. TBS agent. Man, TBS agent's on the tablet, and I honestly just erased it tonight when I was clearing space to get the BL Heli 32 configurator. So I don't want to I don't want to deal with trying to download it and get that going. I'll deal with that off camera. So Null, are there no issues, Null, on Crossfire 2.11 at all? Because I don't want to upgrade to it and have other issues. Mini Quad Bad Boys. I don't know what that is. Oh, you asked for that last time, and that's just weird. Notch filter from 1 to 0, dude. Where's the... Can I explain D Setpoint? I do have my ham license. D Setpoint, it changes... Man, I talked to Boris about this, and he said just play around with it. It changes like the way that the D term, which is going to control... hang on, we don't need to see all of this stuff. Let's go here. Yeah, the D Setpoint, it affects how the D term is calculated. So it changes the feel at the end of stick inputs. So like at the end of a roll or the end of any kind of maneuver, it changes the feel of it. And I kind of tweaked with it, and I got it to where it was feeling kind of like Kiss, and I got it to where it was feeling kind of like Race Flight. And I ended up getting it to where it just felt the way that I liked it, and I could fly it well. And so these are the numbers that I've been running for, I think, since I switched over to 3.1.7, and I'm just sticking with them for now. But yes, it is the way D-term acts when the sticks are moving. You are correct. We're not going to do a hover test. What you guys can't see is, like, right here, there is a big light with an umbrella. Right here, there's a big light with an umbrella. There are cats. The place is a mess. I don't want to turn the camera around. And, yeah, so there's not going to be any hover tests. Yes, TBS Crossfire range is baller. Oscar, that doesn't I mean, okay, I run KISS 24s and the Betaflight F3 board on one of my setups, and I don't really I've never had that issue. It sounds like, okay, you pitch forward and it flips. It could be like desyncing. It could be that one of your motors has cut one of the windings. I would pay attention and see if every time it flips, if it goes towards one corner every time. And if it does go towards one corner every time, then that motor or ESC is bad. It's kind of the best I can do to help you without actually being there. That's assuming that it flew well at some point. If it didn't ever fly well, then it could be a lot of other things. Crossfire Mini transmitter. I had the full-size Crossfire transmitter all along. For me, I like the full one because I've been doing a lot of testing with the Crossfire and trying to see what I get range-wise. And basically 100 milliwatts, which is the max that the mini transmitter will do, I can go pretty much anywhere that most people would fly. You're not going to have an issue. Now, doing some of the urban stuff and office parks that I like to fly, I have found that with 100 milliwatts, I can make it fail-safe or get low RSSI warnings by going fully behind buildings. Now, this is like pushing 5.8 to its limits. On 100 milliwatts with a Crossfire, I can fail-safe behind a building and still have enough video, in my opinion, to fly, which is like 90% static. You can see just enough to read the horizon and kind of, if it's like a tree or a light pole, you're never going to see it coming, but I can see enough to not hit the ground and fail-safe on 100 milliwatt. So if I go to 500 milliwatts, I can fly the thing until I have no video over 5.8. So I like the full-size transmitter personally because it allows me to fly to the full extent of the 5.8 video link, going behind buildings, behind trees, behind all sorts of stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at on that. Did I hear about the new Fat Sharks coming? Yeah, I saw the shake-up at Fat Shark with the on the CEOs and stuff. Any suggestions? Just do, if you want to get your ham license, Google like ham license study guides. There's a million of them. F3 Expo is doing a reboot. The newest word is the newest word on F3, I think, is they're working with the big festival in Austin. I think there's going to be like a mini F3 at Austin and then maybe a bigger F3 after the fact. That's the last I heard. No guarantees. Big buildings. Wait, hang on. I didn't see what you said before, Fluxy. Trying to keep up with this. I don't see a previous comment. I'm going to assume that what you're talking about is that for diving buildings with the mini transmitter, you're fine. And I would say yes. Really, the only thing for urban, the difference between the mini and the big one is going behind buildings. 100 milliwatts, which is what you're limited to on the mini, is most of the time going to get you right to the edge of 5.8. But I'm comfortable flying 5.8 video until it's practically gone. And for me, I like having the 500 for if I'm going behind stuff. And like, it's super rare that I crank it up to that. It's basically like, oh, I think of a line and I'm like, that line is going to put me behind this building. Let me turn it to 500. Most of the time, I just leave it on 100, and that's what I always run. Hey, got here. Quick question. Indoor quad for the winter. Dude, indoor quad for the winter. I have the new B-Brain. Dang. What's it called? You know, newbie drones, their new B-Brain that's just launching now. That thing is baller. It's like a tiny whoop on steroids. It's the first tiny whoop I've ever had. It runs 8K PID loop times, and it will, I think it's 8K, maybe 4K, whatever. It's faster than the older PID loop times, and it doesn't get into the descending wobbles. I can do flips and rolls and catch it and dives. It's crazy. It's really cool. Do I ever fly on 25 milliwatt? No. I just don't. Unless it's like at an event where they're saying that's all I can run. I don't like Maytech stuff. I've ran the Maytech PDB and they always just died on me. So I don't trust Maytech gear, period. That's where I'm at on Maytech. Sorry, I know a lot of people like their flight controllers. Maybe I'll give it another shot at some point. But for right now, I don't trust Maytech. What else? I want one so bad. Kyle. I don't know what Kyle wants. Calibrate the current sensor. I don't calibrate the current sensor because, for one, like I've tried to ballpark it in the past. I just get to where I know that this quad, when it says this many milliamp hours are consumed, then that's going to be accurate. That's going to be where I want to land. I just kind of ballpark it. But on this build, I'm running ESC telemetry instead of the current sensor on the board. So I don't have to worry about that. I'm looking at the Hobby Wing stack. I've heard good things about the Hobby Wing stack. I haven't tried it yet. But yeah, Maytech PDBs, they just died all the time. Schizo was running them. Willard was running them, and they would have video issues because the OSD would die. Like, everybody's moved away from the Maytech PDBs, and so because of the quality control on those, I just don't trust the I don't trust it. So, best starter drone. God, best start. Honestly, I think the best way to get started is on a 5-inch. 5 inches fly better. They're scary. Get a radio, get a QX7, and get a sim. I've been flying the crap out of Velocidrone lately. If you guys hop on in the middle of the afternoon, you may be shocked to find that I've got a little public room going and playing it because I've just been having so much fun with that. So I've been playing a lot of Velocidrone. And yeah, I say get a QX7 and a sim. Get good at flying the sim, and then just go straight to a 5-inch. Pick out what you want and build it up and go. I know a lot of people get in with the tiny whoops and whatnot. I think it's a bad move because you end up spending like as much money getting a decked out tiny whoop as you would getting a decent 5-inch. F4, I don't know what an F405 is. I'm guessing that might be a Maytech thing. Bring it home voltage. I don't do a bring it home voltage because voltage changes so much over depending on how much throttle you're giving it. I run timers in my radio, which I will show you the setup for that tomorrow when I do the Tyrannus video. And I also run OSD, where I look at the how many milliamp hours I've taken out of the battery. Stinger Swarm, that's my name on Velocidrone. Stinger Swarm has been me on everything. If you Google Stinger Swarm, you'll see like forum posts from me on like Candle Power forums, which is like a really dorky flashlight forum from back in the day. I've been Stinger Swarm on everything for a long time. X9D for the... Okay, I changed the X9D for the QX7 because my X9D is just old, and the transmitter modules in Tyrannuses, after a couple of years, they just start to go out, and I was having low RSSI warnings in a lot of scenarios where I didn't think I should be getting them. And so I got a QX7, and I just slowly started modded it with M9 gimbals and a couple other things, and built it up to be the radio that I like. Because for me, flying thumbs, if this radio feels nice in my hands. I was doing some work on it, and I had it apart the other day, and I took out my old X9D to fly because I can just pull the Crossfire out because everything is Crossfire right now. And I was flying it, and I was like, man, it just doesn't feel as nice in shape-wise in my hand, the way that I hold my radio. Because I don't use a strap, I don't pinch, I'm thumbs, and I hold the thing like a controller, and that radio just feels nicer in my hands the way I fly. I think it doesn't feel like it's the nicest materials. It's kind of cheapish. I've got my eye on that X10S, but we'll see if I end up switching over. I am drinking nitro. Nitro. No, it's a vanilla nitro porter. It's pretty decent. I do have the X7 Betaflight Lewis scripts. You know, I haven't even tested to see if they work with Crossfire.
Look at them switches.
Throttle warning.
Boom, boom, boom. Let's see if the Lewis script Betaflight is working. Oops, no. Wrong thing. Huh. Not working. I may have to look into that. Okay. Yeah. Not working for now, but we'll take a look at why that's working or not. What do you think about the train video from Nurk? I don't know. It was cool. I think he did a lot of really ballsy things all in one battery. Flying under it, going into the train, coming out of it. There were a lot of ballsy things that he pulled off all in one pack. So, yeah. I do have OpenTX. Breckenridge Brewing. Is that... that is Breckenridge. Yeah, I've tried pinching many times. I can't... For me, I like doing snappy things. And I know Steel does a lot of snappy stuff and pinches. And I feel restricted whenever I go to pinching. I don't know. It just doesn't work for me. Maiden for next stream. No, I'm not doing another stream where I maiden it. I will fly this... a couple test flights tomorrow just to make sure that there aren't any issues before I send it off to Chris. But I'm not going to do a live stream for that because that'll be out in the field. They like having 2 house bricks to hold. I don't know. I missed something. Does it fit in a low pro BPX? I don't know, because when I switched over to the QX7 and Crossfire, it didn't really fit my old transmitter bag, and so I got this Turnigy thing that holds goggles and a radio, and I'm kind of digging it. It takes up a lot of extra room for padding, but because it cut down from being a transmitter bag and a goggle bag, it kind of makes up for it space-wise, and it also fits one of my toolboxes. So I don't think it's perfect, but it's not great. I disagree about FR Sky controllers being too big. I like a hefty controller. I don't like the little like game pad looking deals. I like to have some beef in my hands. Last few videos rock. Were you talking about me or somebody else? Homegrown. I don't see anything. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to having turtle mode. Chop throttle quick enough to snap. Rolls. I want to buy HD3. I think Facundo, I'm guessing you're talking about Fat Sharks. I don't know about any new Fat Sharks in the pipeline. I was just asking somebody the other day who's in the know, and he didn't say anything that he knows. I love my Stingy frame too. Yep, I do like the beef in my hands, Dan. I know. I'll regret that later. I don't know what a BPX2 is. 4-in-1 ESCs. Yeah, 4-in-1 ESCs are kind of noisy. I tried a all-in-one that had ESCs on it, and it just didn't work. You can get the foam GoPro mount from Impulse RC. They sell it for $7. Now, I use, on my quads, this guy has got like ESC issues. This is mine with the Hype Trains that has had many issues. This is actually motor foam from old X-Hover motor packaging. And I still have like a box of that old motor foam that I use. And will continue to use. The 40-degree mounts I kind of like, but I don't know, the 3D printed stuff's just a little heavy. It adds like about 15 grams to my builds. Visit us in Mexico. I would love to come down to Mexico. I don't have the X10 Steez. I have been talking to FR Sky. I'm hoping to get one, but I don't have $400 to spend on one. That's the bottom line. I don't have any KISS stuff other than some KISS ESCs on a few builds. Loke. Rocked old motors like one brakes, no spare. So use a random one you have. I do. I've got a quad down there that has 3 of the X-Hover motors on it and one, what do you call them? From Pyro. One of Surge's motors on it. It's pretty similar spec. I didn't have a spare X-Hover motor in the field the day that I broke it, so I threw the Pyro one on because I had one in my bag, and works great, flies smooth. I haven't swapped it out to an X-Hover motor because I'm lazy, and as long as it keeps working, I'm just going to leave it as is. The video antennas, I like to use Triumphs on my quad, and then Mad Mushroom and Immersion RC patch on the goggles. Chastain Office Park. I don't know that. Yeah, I mess around with the D-point stuff. I finally settled on some numbers that I like, and that's what I run. All right, last round of questions, guys, and then I'm bailing. Emax 2306 motors fragile. No, the Emax 2306, the new red bottom, the white ones, those, I guess they've got black ones too, but the new 2306 Emax, man, I like the guys at Emax. I talked to them. They sent me some motors, and I hate having to say it, but they just were not my pick. I was shattering magnets on crashes that I feel like other setups would have survived. Yeah. I feel like Hornet, FPV, and Stingy need to meet up. That seems like it ought to be a thing. Florida. Alright, I've not made an official announcement because I don't have my final schedule for next month. But speaking of Florida, as of right now, my plan is to go to Flight Fest South. Monday I'll have my final schedule and I'll make it all official. I just don't want to announce it and then get stuck having to work. But yeah, if you're in Florida, head to Flight Fest South and we will do some ripping together. Chastain is... what do I like more about Betaflight than Raceflight? The OSD, the PID tuning. Now you have the ESC telemetry, so like you don't necessarily need the current sensor and all that. Betaflight flies awesome. It flies... Raceflight flew nice, but for me, Raceflight also had... I don't like the setup process for Raceflight. I know Betaflight. I've run KISS, I've run Betaflight, I've run Raceflight. All of the features of the Betaflight board with the OSD and the way that turtle mode, oh my god, turtle mode on Raceflight is garbage. Preston, make it controllable. Don't make it automatic. It's retarded. But, personal opinion. We've been telling, Nick and John have been telling him. Yeah, I just like the Betaflight feature set. I think all three fly pretty well. I'm used to how Betaflight feels. This just feels like home to me. So I'm going to stick with Betaflight. About once a year or so, I go and test all the other firmwares. But for me, I like Betaflight. It's funny because there's like me, Steel, and Schizo, and we all like have different opinions on firmwares. But I don't know, just flies good. Alright, let's see. Join Steel. I am going to try to join Steel on some of his van tours. Yeah. I think this about covers it all. I'm not sure about the hype trains because, like I've said in previous videos, I've only got one set. They're on a quad that's had like so many issues. I'm about to swap out all of the electronics in that quad for the same stuff that I put on this, the Betaflight ESCs and a Betaflight board, and then try them. So I've had like half a flight, one where the ESC caught on fire, and then other ones where I've had other issues. So I haven't had enough time to really test the hype train motors. I don't use the KISS flight controller because I don't like it. In my experience, KISS is just not consistent. Like one day it flies great, the next day it flies like garbage. You have three quads. One day this one's great, the next day that one's great, the next day that one's great, and it doesn't matter. Like I can't get consistent results with KISS. Yeah, I don't know about your quad arming issues. Those are two bad options. You choose. I choose not to choose. Alright, guys, and with that, I am bailing. Alright, thanks for joining me. Click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and come back and check out more content. Like I said, tomorrow night, I just need to take a picture for the cover photo so that I can schedule it. But tomorrow night, I'm going to be doing a live video on my QX7 setup and how I set up all the things in the radio, all of the mods that I have done, like little battery stickers and things. And so yeah, come and join in for that. And yeah, thanks for coming, guys. We will see you next time. All right, where's that stop button?